the three fly. Rebounded by Butler.
Not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots. Not the wild one he took there.
Curry's shot is off.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys.
And Curry's got the ball here for the Warriors. They lead by 8, biggest lead of the game. They get the rebound.
As a big, once you get position inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
Pass to Prince. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
Taurean Prince has such a great motor, and the physical nature of his play, you got to appreciate that aggressiveness.
Yeah, Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, B.A., from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
Well, Brent, there are only a handful of players in the league with the big game experience of Butler.
Yeah, and those big games, B.A., are where he's had some of his best moments. It's been on several different teams as well. So the bigger the game gets, the bigger Jimmy Butler appears to show up.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
When you think of Jimmy Butler, his work ethic comes to mind. Notably, how hungry he is to win at all costs.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo fighting through the contact.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
.34 seconds left in the second quarter. Healed for 3. It's hauled in by Portis. Bucks trail by 7. Antetokounmpo, right side. There's 14 seconds left in the half. Out to Portis. 4 on the clock. Offline with a baseline jumper. Tries the spin move. And he'll take a trip to the line for 2. Clearly got fouled on that shot.
Man, the defender really went after him.
These are his first free throws of the game. Hield hits them both. Antetokounmpo for 3. Antetokounmpo showing his range.
He does so much out there to stretch out the defense, and he's out on the perimeter, and he drains the triple.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. They've kept their concentration on limiting Damian Lillard, and it's been working. More 2K action in just a moment. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. From outside the arc, Curry, no good. The Bucks trail by 6. Antetokounmpo with it. Now guarded by Butler. To the right side. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
About this sequence here and try to find a way to get on the board.
Pass to Moody. Antetokounmpo with the block. Lopez with it. Green covering. Lillard outside. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. No good with the triple. The Warriors lead by 6. Outside Curry. Curry draws the double. And Giannis Antetokounmpo picks up that foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. Pass to Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Over Lillard. And the Warriors miss again. Antetokounmpo drives in. Can't cash it in from close range. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. No surprise here. Stephen Curry hopes to be a Warrior for life. He said being a part of a group of legends that have played for one franchise, established a culture, and won at the highest level, and did it with a lot of different roster combinations, I don't ever take that for granted. Brian, what a run.
Yeah, it is a great run, and he's been the foundation, Allie. Thank you. Curry's shot is off. Bucks trail by 6. Pass to Antetokounmpo. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
So tough to contain the length of Giannis. When he takes those strides, he's going to make you foul him.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. That one's off. He does not get the second one.
And Giannis will just about do anything the coaching staff asks. A true team player.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the 3rd quarter. Curry. Good work defensively by Lopez. From the arc. Rebounded by Butler.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
The Bucks trail. Butler with a steal. Curry with it. He's got 17. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. And Doc Rivers calls timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
Yeah, his shot is just not there tonight, guys. And instead of trying to shoot himself out of the slump, maybe he needs to start moving the ball around and creating for his teammates.
Antetokounmpo, right side. Looking to end this cold spell. And here's Curry. And there's the 8-second violation as they can't get it across half court in time.
Substitution on the court.
And Milwaukee has possession. They're scoreless since the first half. Now here's Antetokounmpo. 14 points for him. To the inside. Shot clock at 6. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Warriors with the rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And you know, Damian Lillard, a lot of his points come from the line, Brent.
Well, he does a great job of getting himself there. I think defenders are so in tune with Lillard's ability to drill you from the three-point line. He gets around the initial guy and then into the teeth of the defense where he's very strong at attacking the rim.
The simple bounce pass works at any level, including the highest level.
Curry's shot is off.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
The shot by Lillard, no good. Now Curry, he's got 19. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. And let's talk about Draymond Green for a moment. Certainly one of the most outspoken players in the league, Brent.
Well, Draymond has never held back, whether he's talking about his opinion or the way that he sees the game, which is remarkable and a revelation to his intelligence as a defender on the floor. Draymond Green has been special on the defensive end throughout his career.
Here's Curry. Long range.
Firing from distance. I know he's trying to heat up, but at what cost?
Here's Antetokounmpo. Just 4 to shoot. Pass to Lillard. Over Butler. A nice shot by Lillard. Lillard's got 13 now.
There is this old school feel about Dame's game. Even though he utilizes the three, he'll get to the mid-range and bury those.
Here's Curry. Outside Pajemski. Fires for 3. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. And so it's Antetokounmpo with it. He brings it up for the Bucks. They've only allowed 2 points so far in the second half. For the tie. The rebound by Payton.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
Here's Curry. Off the left rim and out. Bucks trail by 3. Antetokounmpo outside. The 3 from Prince. Good D by Payton. A minute 9 left to play in the third quarter here. And the Warriors miss again. Antetokounmpo with it. 14 points for him. A nice shot by Lillard.
Yeah, keep thinking that he can't shoot it from there, and he'll prove you wrong. Lillard lofts one of those high-arching bombs.
Green, a screen. The 3 from Curry. Curry with another miss. Pass to Lillard for the lead. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. It's on Stephen Curry. Well, Grant, there are few players in the league who can attack a defense from the logo, but Lillard is one of them.
Yeah, and he makes it look so easy. You have to pick him up at the half-court line, and it's been that way for about a decade.
Big trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
Here's Jackson Davis. Up and in on the layup. Jackson Davis has got 6. A hard-fought matchup. 7 lead changes thus far.
And these teams have been sparring from the get-go, neither able to land the knockout blow. The smart play. Wait and take the final shot.
Yeah, every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
And here comes the break. Here's Lillard. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Lillard's got 11 points in the quarter. 5 ticks left in the third. They get it again. Kuminga. And the layup is good off the glass.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. The Warriors on top, up 1. And we'll... And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the fourth in what is still anybody's ball game. Here's Antetokounmpo. Looking to get back on track. Kuminga pulls it in. The Warriors leading. Here's Curry. Giannis with the rebound.
He's trying to find his shot, but at some point you have to start making these.
Here's Green. And here is Antetokounmpo. Launches it from deep. He's off on that one. Curry with it. Portis picks him up. A deep 3. Curry's shot is off. Now here's Porter. Pass to Trent. And the Bucks miss again.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Inside. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
I don't know what you do there on the pick and roll. You're so worried about Steph, he ends up moving the ball to get points.
Oh, Kuminga, just a menace inside. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers and then scoring on the other end.
Antetokounmpo surveys. To the middle. Here's Green. Jackson Davis grabs a miss. The Warriors lead by 5. From the high post. The offensive rebound. Outside Curry. The three is up. It's Milwaukee with a rebound.
It's been a struggle all night long from deep, but doesn't seem like he's lost his confidence. He's still letting them rip.
Antetokounmpo outside. Here's Green. The shot no good. And the Warriors with possession. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong. No baskets allowed.
That's a good effort from Curry, just jumping right into the key, not minding who's around, and getting the call.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 out of 2 at the line. Bucks trail by 6. Antetokounmpo outside. And another miss by Milwaukee. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Back to Hield. Pass to Looney. Let's go with a three. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the board.
Man, that's his shot. Maybe he was too wide open.
And Doc Rivers calls timeout. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Doc Rivers as he talked with the team. Point blank, he wants better shot selection. He told them, we're settling guys. Come on, we're not being patient out there. We're not working the ball around. That has to change right now.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Trent outside. 6 to shoot. Here's Antetokounmpo. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. The Warriors pull it in. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
Good focus there from Steph Curry, muscling past the defense. Yeah, I said it, muscling to get the contact.
And Brent, you've always seen the flashes, but now it seems the game is slowed down for Kuminga.
Well, BA, a lot of fans clamoring for Kuminga to get minutes even earlier on, but the Warriors took a very slow approach to his development, and now you're starting to see some of that athleticism and strength and some of that patience paying off for Jonathan Kuminga.
Antetokounmpo with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. And a deep three from Curry. Pass to Butler. Back to Green. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Portis with it. Now guarded by Moody. Now Portis. Lillard left side. Antetokounmpo for three. Rebounded by Green.
He's been tremendous at corralling misses all night long.
Yeah, it's almost like he's got a magnet on that ball here tonight. He's in the right spot all the time.
And that one is hammered home.
If he can get his steps together, Draymond Green will throw it down.
And Doc Rivers calls timeout. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Back to Lillard. Offensive board. Now here's Antetokounmpo. And here's Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. The three from Prince. Hits the trifecta.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Here's Curry. Can't connect from short range. Bucks trail by 8. A minute 37 left in the fourth quarter. Kuzma, that's good.
Kuz loves those inside shots, and he's working hard to find them.
Curry from deep three-point land. From beyond the arc and then some. Curry's got 26.
And you have to guard him out there. I mean, he can do damage from deep, even from way beyond the arc.
Boy, I'd love to see him just get a smidge closer to the basket. Once he sees a few shots go in from there, that might open up everything from distance.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here.
And the clock will wind down on this one. Just a solid effort and a good win for the Warriors.
Offensively, they made the most of their trips.
They found multiple ways to score consistently, and a little luck doesn't hurt them either. They also got some nice bounces off the rim tonight, too.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Stephen Curry.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
Ooh, that's a tough spot to be in as a defender. With that height disadvantage, it's very hard to protect the rim.
And the Bucks pushing it up now. Kuzma, that's good. Now the Warriors with it. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Moody, good.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight. Getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
24 seconds left in the fourth.
Just showing some tremendous authority controlling the boards. Love it.
Sort of reminding me of a little Ben Wallace action here from his years with the Pistons. He's been that much of a force rebounding the ball.
And here's Porter outside. Here's Spencer. Off with the layup. And so it's the Warriors taking care of business in this one. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was.
You ain't with PNB Rock. You're not with me. You from New York. You ain't with Boogie. When I see you,
Paddock on my wrist, that's a bust down. All I know is get it up from uptown. Let me stop now. Only because I'm up now. Only because I'm up now. She was with you first, but she with us now. All this LA, I'm be bust down. Oh, you fugazi, let me find out. Oh, you fugazi, let me find out. Oh, you fugazi, let me find out. Nowadays, I get you lying now. Nowadays, be out of line. Baby, on my wrist, that's a bust down. We just go to art, that's a touchdown. Call it black, that's a man down. We was out in traffic with that. Now on no static, king is tragic. Told them that one no get so drastic. Shaka be that thing, he got magic. I don't cause they too fake. I put Boogie, I'm recording off of too fake. For a roommate, I called her, told her, say it's too late. I remember having on that E-way. 922 call, I do a down, she using eBay. OTF, I use it each way. OTF, HETF with new lay. I used to ride the 4, the ops was on the 2 tray. Don't call my phone no more, you not my boo thing. call my phone no more. I'm having mood swings. Riding with that, that's my goonie. I be in my zone, I'm in my 2-3. I used to thought I was loopy. It's me and rockin' dirt, too deep. And yeah, we come in peace, don't want no drama. But when it come to defense, we got. And when they come to, they don't know low-key, yeah, I'm a roster. Paddock on my wrist, that's a bust down. All I know is get it up from uptown. Left from stuck down. Only because I'm up now. Only because I'm up now. She was with you first, but she with us now. All this LA, I take be bust down. Oh, you fugazi, let me find out. Oh, you fugazi, let me find out. Oh, you fugazi, let me find out. Nowadays, I get you lying now. Nowadays, be out of line.
Yo, I go by the name from the Neptunes, and I just want to let y'all know.
It's the Western Conference on display, featuring the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. Along with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Hall of Famer David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines moments from now. Last year, Coach, as you know, the Timberwolves making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that equaled their deepest run in team history, dropping that series to the Mavs. Minnesota has never been to the finals, one of 5 franchises who've yet to get there.
Here's Edwards. Wembanyama with the rebound.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Clock at 6. Puts up a deep 3. San Antonio again missing. Edwards looking it over. Teardrop shot. And he sinks the layup.
What touch. Edwards has mastered just about every shot there is.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I caught up with Greg Popovich. Now I asked him how you take care of the Stifle Tower himself, Rudy Gobert. Coach said, I think you just try to pester him on defense and stay away from him on offense. If he's anywhere near our shooters, that means it's time to move the ball. So they'll have to play keep away when it comes to Gobert. Back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Shoots the 3. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Here's Wembanyama. Here's Castle. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. McDaniels with the bounce pass. And the basket by Edwards.
Timeout.
Well, I love when guys like Edwards work inside. Don't settle for jumpers. Get a solid look close to the rim.
Minnesota making a switch. And despite his young age, Coach Van Gundy, Anthony Edwards' leadership qualities growing day by day.
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot of it's because he is great at both ends of the court. Confident, charismatic, upbeat. He's learning that delicate balance between taking over a game and bringing his teammates along for the ride.
Now, here's Vassell. Following the miss by Michael Conley.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive stop.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
3-second violation.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And so he hits the technical free throw. And the Spurs winning the 2023 lottery stand, adding the terrific Victor Wembanyama. A franchise changer, it appears.
Yeah, Kevin, the hardest thing, and you need a lot of luck to do it, is to get that guy. The guy you can build everything around. There aren't enough of them to go around. Victor Wembanyama is a guy you can build a championship franchise around, multi-skilled at his size. This guy's going to be a fixture in this league for a long time.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
To the middle. Here's Castle. No good there. Randall with some nice D. Fox with the steal. A three from Wembanyama. Rebound by Alexander Walker.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And it's Vassell in the corner. Nailed from three-point land.
Yeah, Vassell looking comfortable and confident from the corner.
Right side, Conley. And it's Alexander Walker in the corner. And here's Edwards from the arc. Misses the mark. His third miss of the game. 4 for 7 now. Over in the corner, Barnes. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And Fox is a solid passer. Knows how to get the ball to his guys when they're ready to let it go.
From deep. The shot, no good. Minnesota in the lead. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
19 seconds left in the first. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul. Now into the lineup for your Spurs.
Here's Champagny. Over in the corner, Paul. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. On its way from Clark for two. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, we're not surprised by this. These guys work hard, and they are physical.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Now here's Paul. Launches it. Reed with the rebound. Minnesota leading by 3. Here's Alexander Walker. Johnson with the block.
Get that out of here. I don't even want to see that. Johnson showing his explosiveness at the defensive end.
And Wembanyama gets it to go. Hey, Stan, as a coach, what was the most difficult part when transitioning from college to the pros?
That's a great question, Kevin, and I think two things. Number one, the length and the pace of the season. You just didn't have the time to prepare for the next game. Everything was sped up. And then, obviously, the talent of the players. So you're trying to game plan and come up with a way to stop guys who are essentially unstoppable.
to Champagny. Wembanyama outside. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop him.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Timberwolves trail. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. You asked Greg Popovich about Victor Wembanyama, and he says Victor's a different player. He's got talent, so you don't want to take that out of him. I tried to do that with Manu Ginobili, and I learned my lesson. Just shut up and let him play. Victor does some amazing things. His game is all-encompassing. Kevin?
That's a great way to put it, D.A. It is all-encompassing. Wembanyama is one of one. Hey, thank you for the report. Here's Clark. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Back to Wembanyama. Johnson, a wide-open look. No good with the triple. Timberwolves trail by 3. Ball stolen. Fox looking it over. To the inside. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And, Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Here's Edwards. Mr. Gobert. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and contact.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Now Paul. Still yet to score. It's Vassell on the wing. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And so Edwards will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trailing by 5. There's the 3. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Well, this is why Edwards is a nightmare for defenses. He can drive right through you or pull you apart from range like this.
And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's foul number 2 for him. A minute 20 left in the first half. Paul outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep 3-point land. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Outside Edwards. Over Barnes. Another shot. And the rejection by Wembanyama. There's a good screen. There's 37 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Outside Conley. Beyond the arc. Here's Gobert. Can't hit from in close. San Antonio leading. Paul with the ball. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Oh, clever play by Paul. He makes sure to get some contact and draw the foul.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. And here's Edwards. Pass to Reed. Over in the corner, Randall. off with the layup. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Spurs out in front, up by 3. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after our halftime. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. Timberwolves trail by 3. The all-time leader in NBA wins, of course, the great Spurs coach, Greg Popovich. So, here is a guy who's a peer. What makes him so special, Stan?
Well, first of all, Greg Popovich is not a peer of mine, Kevin. I would never be that presumptuous. This guy is an absolute icon in the coaching world. I think from the outside, I think what makes him so special is he's never looked at himself that way. He's never rested on his laurels. He's a guy that's always evolving and trying to get better.
I love that assessment, but I do think you're his peer.
Not in any way.
Edwards at the rim.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Barnes outside. And a miss there on the triple. Minnesota in the lead. Inside. Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Not enough defense there. Allowing Randall to get that close is a recipe for disaster. And here's that intense defensive look.
Here's Castle. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Castle's got it all tied up now for the Spurs. Edwards fires from way outside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And the length of Gobert can be so difficult to deal with, and that's why you have to be physical with him on defense.
And he sinks the second.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Pass to Castle. A three-pointer, no good. Two minutes gone in this 3rd quarter now. Back to Edwards. The 3. Another miss by Minnesota.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Fox with it. Here's Wembanyama for 3. Randall grabs the board.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. Fire out of the rafters. He punched it in. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. The wide open look here for Fox. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for him that time.
Outside Conley. No one near Randall as he lets it go. From outside, off the mark. Vassell, right side. Off target with his 3.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Knocks it loose. And stolen by Barnes. Here's Castle. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
His size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. San Antonio trailing here. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniel said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." And Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. San Antonio making a switch here. And it's Sohan missing. Minnesota leading by 4. Here's DiVincenzo. Pass to Alexander Walker. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future. Paul is truly the prototypical point guard. He's got a high IQ, takes care of the ball, and he prioritizes setting up his teammates.
You know, Greg, with the combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all 5 guys have to work in unison, and often someone's going to make a mistake.
Back to DiVincenzo. There's the triple. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good. San Antonio with the ball. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. To the paint. To the left wing. 5 to shoot. With a tie. And Wembanyama too much inside.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Here's Alexander Walker. Misses the 3. Tie game in San Antonio. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your...
The Timberwolves, 28.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Here's Paul. Pass to Wembanyama. To take the lead. Chris Paul, and that's good.
Didn't take long for Paul to square his body up on that catch and shoot. So skilled.
Now Reed takes the 3. A shot by Alexander Walker, no good. Wembanyama with it. Defended now by Dillingham. Spurs working now with a new shot clock. Back to Johnson. 3-pointer. Sinks the 3-pointer. Johnson's got the lead up to 6 now for the Spurs.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Hassel misses. Timberwolves trailed by 6. Guys are looking for a spark here.
We had a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And hustle like that is why he leads his team in rebounds tonight.
Double digits for him on the glass. He's getting it done.
Wembanyama, no good. And here are the Timberwolves. Paul with the steal. Wembanyama outside. Puts it up. Misses off the left iron.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Spurs?
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D and they've been more than that tonight.
And the technical free throw is good. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, guys, I listened in on what Chris Finch was talking about with his players. He knows they struggled at the free throw line, but he actually looked at the positive. He said, if we continue to get to the foul line, good things are going to happen. But we have to keep getting there. Maybe that'll take the heat off him a little.
Thanks, David. 5 on the clock. On the wing, Barnes. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. And the Spurs lead by 8.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding it.
For 3, Edwards.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
It's Vassell on the wing. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. There's 1:54 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Edwards. A shot, no good. Good D by Barnes. Tipped away. It's stolen by Edwards.
Backdoor violation.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. San Antonio with the ball. They've only given up 1 point in the fourth quarter. Outside, Fox. Vassell wide open. Offline with his 3. And so Edwards will bring it up for the Timberwolves. 8-point game. Six on the shot clock. Lets it go with a 3. Out to Conley. Outside Edwards. From the arc. Offensive rebound. Pass to McDaniels. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
Wow, what a shot. Gobert showing he has what it takes in the clutch.
And an intentional foul right there.
Mike Conley. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Castle. A pass to Fox. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
This has reached desperation time for him.
It's not going to be easy now. They're going to need just about everything to go right from this point on.
First personal foul. Second.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really want. He's got one more, though.
And what I like about Castle's game is the versatility, right? He's a legitimate two-way threat who's willing to take on whatever role helps the team.
Here's San Antonio now. They lead by 7. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
Well, you want your players to keep playing hard, but let's be honest. This game's over.
Barnes can't get it to go. And so it's the Spurs with the win. It was